Alright, this is Andrew with Joda Home Inspections. We are doing a sewer scope today here in Springville. We're at 33 North, 650 West. We have the camera pushed out 93 feet, and today is June 26th. I think we have the camera pushed out further than necessary. I think I might have dropped into the city line and not realized it. In either case, that's as far as I could get my camera pushed out. But if you see that opening in the pipe, that looks like it's a neighboring line feeding into the city line. And so I think we're probably going to go through a turn and realize that this is the city line. I assume so. Anyway, so there's a turn. Bear with me while I adjust my camera. This is PVC pipe. This is what they use on most lateral lines. So that looks like an access point right there. That opening on the top of the pipe. Usually that's right outside the house. I didn't see one here. Sometimes they get cut off and buried, and you don't always know where they're at. I might have just missed it. Sometimes they're right outside the foundation, usually in the front yard. We've got a little bit of standing water here, which indicates a little bit of a flat spot. And we're going completely underwater. And usually when it transitions to this black pipe, that's called ABS, that's usually what's under the slab. And so this is a much harder spot to access. Now we're just going up a vertical spot. But it looks like before it drops in vertically, it looks like it's holding water through that section for at least a few feet. $33 feet out, I don't think that's far enough to hit the city line. This one's strange because average length of a sewer line is about 100 feet. This house is a little closer to the street than average, and so I wouldn't expect it to be that far out. I would expect it to be more like 50, 60 feet. But we were out, I forget exactly how far, but I think over 100 feet. If you go back to the beginning of the video, you can see the counter on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. We were out over 100 feet, and it looked like that was a neighboring line feeding in. It might be worth just getting the map from the city, and then you know exactly how far out your line is. This is looking good. No standing water through here. It's possible the line's just so much shorter than what's typical that maybe where that standing water is, maybe that was the city connection. And if that's the case, the standing water isn't a concern because it's not your line. You know, if the city line has an issue, that's their responsibility to fix. But you did have some standing water outside your house in the line. So maybe something to dig into a little further so that you have some insight. If that is your line, I would recommend probably getting the insurance on the line, and that way if it ever has a backup or continues to be, or becomes and then continues to be an issue in the future, the insurance could help offset the cost to fix it. You can get home serve, that's the real common one. But first I would get the map from the city and find out exactly how far out your line goes. I'm going to end this recording now.